MOWA DTN. And as everybody's kind of filtering in, enjoy the space, still under construction. We'll be finished by the 4th. I'd like to start by telling you a very short story. And I think some of you who cover Wisconsin art will be familiar with the name, Truman Lowe. Great Wisconsin artist who passed away just a couple of weeks ago. He's professor emeritus at UW in Madison. He was also the curator artist who was responsible for the contemporary Native American exhibitions at an installation at the Smithsonian Museum of Native American Art. He was an amazing person. I liked him so much, both as an artist and as a person, that I invited him to be on the board of directors at the Museum of Wisconsin Art. He agreed. I invited him to the museum for a tour with the director of the museum, which went on for well over an hour and almost an hour and a half. And I was talking with great enthusiasm, somewhat like I am today. And it was an amazing experience for me to show the museum to him. He was quiet throughout. In fact, quiet doesn't quite begin to describe it. He didn't say a word. We got to through the upper level of the collection and back through the State Gallery. And in the State Gallery, I finished the tour and said, "So Truman, what do you think?" And it was a deafening pause. It was incredible. He said nothing for what seemed like 5 minutes. It was less than that, but it seemed like an incredibly long time. And I was starting to get a little disappointed because I had just given this great tour and I thought he was going to love it. And finally when he spoke, he said, and I will always remember the words, he said, "Our museum is on the Milwaukee River." And he said, "The river will carry your mission throughout the state." And here we are today, a stone's throw from the Milwaukee River. So anytime I think of MOWA DTN, in some way I knew this was the right location for us for a downtown partnership. Because, here we are on the Milwaukee River, just as Truman had in some ways anticipated 5 years ago. So it is about partnerships, and art is about partnerships. Art is about collaboration. And we knew we wanted to partner with Greg and Marcus, and the entire Marcus Corporation, they do a fantastic job. We've had a couple of offers to create a satellite in Milwaukee, partner with institutions. We even had a couple of offers to take over other arts organizations and partner with them in a significant way. And we said no, it wasn't right. And then Greg and Linda Marcus invited us to consult on the Arts Hotel. And of course we were happy to do that. Why wouldn't we? And in the midst of the noise, we were happy to do that. And we were happy to say, when they asked us to actually join and become part of this institution, the answer was a resounding yes, absolutely. I think it took us 2 seconds to make the decision because Greg and Linda have the highest standards. They have an incredible vision for using arts, not just the visual arts, the performing arts, music, theater, really to create a kind of transformational statement in downtown Milwaukee. But it's not just about creating a kind of vision. It's about a real commitment and a real passion. This is not a hobby for them. This is a passion. They believe that the arts, as do we at MOWA, that the arts can transform lives. And so this is an important statement for us to be here, to be part of this, to be part of spreading the platform throughout the state, a platform for artists and conversations about art that only art can do. We're very proud of our first exhibition, which is in progress. It's called Downtown. We thought that was appropriate. We asked 10 artists, in fact, to reflect on what downtown means to them. And they've come up with something I think that is very interesting. Normally when we think of downtown, we think of the traditional hierarchy of architecture, the iconic statements. Adam Carr created postcards, 24 postcards of downtown that are like postcards you have never seen in any community. These are personal reflections on what's important to him about downtown neighborhoods. And we invite you to take one. Take as many as you like. There are 24 different photographs as part of the postcards. So that's our initial statement. And I love this idea of a postcard stand of untraditional, non-iconic views of downtown. David Lenz, he's an artist who is familiar to a lot of you. A beloved artist whose work focuses on people on the periphery. This is an oil painting that is still wet paint, still to the touch, so please don't touch it. But this is a painting of the corner of Center and Polk Street in downtown Milwaukee. This is a boy that he photographed, that he came to know, and this was a photograph he took when first meeting the artist. So a young boy collecting garbage to take in for nickels and dimes as a return. And juxtaposed with that is this work by Keith Nelson, who's a younger emerging artist who I think is doing really interesting work. Keith Nelson, his entire body of work is made from materials that he collects as curbside garbage. And so it's interesting to have this interplay of the unexpected in downtown. Mark Clausen did the poet phone at the entrance to the gallery space. He also did the air conditioner. He's very interested in the humble, that you sometimes, on the street life, on the art of the street. And this isn't sculpture in a traditional sense. These are the things that he finds rather banal. He would use the word banal to describe it. Things you walk under, things you walk by. And it's not actually, you might look at this and say, well, he just took an air conditioner off somebody's window and hung it here. The entire thing is a trompe-l'oeil piece. It's carved. Even the screws are carved and painted from wood. The entire piece is a figment that he has remade in this context and hung it high so that you could walk underneath it as if you would walk by it on the street. All right, let's come into this space.